Guys, this is the strain from the summer strain. I tried blackjack from Sweet Seeds and I wasn't too impressed. But this shit, I'm impressed. It's so great when you don't have to mix tobacco in. Oh, I could stop smoking nicotine. Mm. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Sorry. Is it something about not promoting stuff? I'm promoting mascots. Some friends of mine are sponsored by them, so I get them for free. For my friends, it's like that song, I get high with a little help from my friends. Down here, that's true. In Norway, that's not true. Fucking fuck. Burn a hole in my pants. And this. Fuck. Someone has been stoned. It's like this. The pants. Yeah. And here's the fucking hole. As long as it doesn't show. Couple of euros. What's that? $20 ish? I think so. I don't know. I live on the other side of the world. I live in Europe. And we are always the last with legalization for recreational use. And even though we have legalized medical marijuana, it will cost you around $1,000 on the pharmacy to get your big pharma version of cannabis. Sativex. I think it's only 1% THC. And you have to see a specialist to get something stronger, a pain specialist. Germany is now legalizing recreational use. Spain is also talking about uh, regulating the cannabis industry to get rid of the mafia, because the mafia controls a lot of the weed. So to stop the money for the mafia, the Spanish state will regulate the cannabis. Luxembourg also has legalized for recreational use as the first country in Europe. Germany follows after. That's not far from Norway. Just about 8 hours, no, 12 hours with a boat, the ferry, Color Line, or something. Take the boat from Norway to Denmark, and from there you go to Germany. I don't like Germany, it's too many people. Like one city has 80 million people. Norway has a total of 7 million people. Norway is a small country. But I get it. It's fucking cold there. The climate has changed. I have to. The winters are not the way they were. It's more slushy than white powder. You have to go in the mountains to get good snow. And yeah, but in the city, no. It's rarely white and pretty. It's grey and slushy and wet fuck. That's also because the Norwegian Road Commission uses salt water to spray the roads to avoid the chaos with icing. Sorry. So that's what's what's happened in my day today. What are you doing right now? What are you views on legalizing recreational? I mean, it should be regulated. Regulated, educate the doctors about it, and get to know what we smoke. It's stupid for a country to follow all false propaganda, lies, that they even made a law that made it illegal because of that false propaganda from the war on drugs, when the DEA was it all come from America, and the word spread in Europe about the devil's weed and everything, and they made it illegal globally. except the countries they couldn't regulate, like Africa or India or in Iraq and Afghanistan. But now that they have admitted it was a lie the whole time, they have pulled funds out of research because the research will show that the plant is more beneficial than evil. I mean, cannabis is, for me, it's the perfect thing. I don't drink alcohol, rarely, like once a year, and so I have cancer, so I'm trying to live healthy. I have just started working out again. Uh, bit by bit, I'm just doing home training with my own body weight right now because I'm too heavy and too out of shape. Because of all the big pharma drugs, and yes, I have cancer. Yes, I'm on morphine. Yes, I'm on Xanax. Yes, I am on Valium. But no drugs. But the medications are worse. Using morphine is like using fucking heroin. The same withdrawals, the same addiction. So yes, I have to continue with this. But I smoke a lot of weed. I do everything I can. I do CBDs, I do CBGs. It's not easy for me to do this all by myself. I won't start fundraising for me to no, this is my choice. I ain't going through chemo a third time. The operation should have been 2 years ago. I've stopped going to the hospital for checkups because I fucking hate them. And the hell they put me through when I got the cancer first time. That's when they put me on morphine. And they told me everything will be okay. Just gonna do this and this, you're gonna feel a little bad, but this will take most of it. it took me 6 months to rehabilitate myself, just to walk and put my hands up in the air, because the surgery was big. That whole period, I until the doctor said you're cancer free, it's not spreading, you have been operated, treated, there's no sign of any spreading, so now you're cancer free. Yippee. Okay. What about the morphine? I can help you. I give you one prescription now, and I will send a request to rehab. And to go to rehab, I had to go through a certain organization that controls all the doctors in Norway. When I went to the doctors, they saw I was on morphine and I was on cannabis and I was on Xanax. So then I was a drug addict. The doctor told me, smoke as much weed as you want. He meant it had medical benefits for cancer. Other doctors don't. Today we have the knowledge. Today we have the reports. Today, are we living in a fantasy world, or are we living in a knowledge-based world? Are we gonna still continue having these laws about this plant when we know that it was all based on a lie? This is not dangerous. You have to be an adult. Don't look at me, because I started when I was 13. But I was a chronic smoker. I was chronic about it. I couldn't sleep if I didn't have a hit before I go to bed. I had to have a hit in the morning and everything. And but it was all in my head. When I came in my 20s and became a father, something clicked in my head. I didn't need it anymore. I was completely fine without. Maybe because of the new stage in my life at that point. I was starting taking the license to drive big rigs. I did that. Started working, making an income for my family. And it lasted 10 years before I had a backstabbing ex that took my child away and don't want to speak with me. That's pretty grown up when we're past 40 years old. Okay. I really hope you listened to what I have to say. Please give me some feedback. I wanna hear your side. Maybe you can share where you're from. If you're struggling with an addiction, because I'm not shy about it. I've struggled with addiction for 7 years. So I'm a part of the opioid wave. I did go off completely, cold turkey, in prison, and that was hell. I went delusional, I was psychotic. The first 2 weeks I don't remember, but after a month I started to wake up feeling a little better. I could, when it was time to get air, because we get air 1 time a day in Norway, in prison. We're not stacked up in cubes like in USA. We have our own cells. We don't have to have a bunk buddy or anything. We have our private cells. So, but that means a lot of isolation. So we have lockdown time, we have work time, we have after dinner lockup, we have, yeah. But yeah, it's a place where you can find yourself. Go into yourself and think about, yeah,